Today on The Gold Standard.
I would urge them to get some money tax-free into a gold IRA, kind of converting some regular apples, rotten apples, I would actually say, like stocks and mutual funds and bonds, and get it into some golden apples, so to speak. That's something that people should be considering at this point, protecting what they can.
This is The Gold Standard from Midas Gold Group with Kenneth Russo. Hello, I'm Dave Dino. Welcome to The Gold Standard, your source for secure investment opinion and information on the advantages of purchasing and owning precious metals. Whether you're a novice investor or an experienced collector, this is the program that gives you a realistic weekly perspective on the state of the economy, reliable information about using precious metals such as gold, silver, and platinum to safeguard your wealth, and remarkable details about specific precious metal coins and bullion. Ken Russo is a senior vice president at Midas Gold Group, and his peers characterize him as a straight shooter who will work harder for you than anyone else. Ken, I love that description of you, and it's always a pleasure to join you.
Nice to be with you again this week, Dave.
Our topic is a guide to investing in gold. I can't think of anybody I'd rather talk with about this subject than you. And we're going to cover both the do's and the don'ts of using gold to safeguard your savings and investments. So Ken, first of all, what are the primary reasons for investing in gold in these unpredictable economic times?
Well, the main reason that we invest in gold, Dave, is because the printing of money is just very, very destructive to our paper dollar. The creation of all of this money supply in the last 20 years, especially since the housing crisis in 2008, has been historical. And it's this debasement of our money and the loss of our purchasing power of the dollar and the dollar losing grip as world reserve currency status, and the just overall weakness of fiat money, which is money backed by no commodity, which the dollar used to be backed by gold, but that was completely eliminated in 1971 by President Nixon. So this is not a trade, it's not a speculation, and we only want physical gold, as we all know. But the main reason that we keep talking about this is the politicians and the central bankers are addicted to printing money. And the only answer that we have going forward is they're going to print a lot more money, and they're going to spend a lot more and take out a lot more debt. And because of those reasons, our money is going to be destroyed. So to protect ourselves from losing it all and all of our purchasing power through the debasement and destruction of the U.S. fiat dollar, we need to own physical gold.
We've talked time and time again about how the U.S. dollar used to have value because it was based on gold. I was curious about our coins, our current coins, and so I looked up the composition of our coins today compared to what they used to be in the past, say back in 1950 or something like that. And I think this really illustrates as well how our money has lost value. Look at the penny. It used to be copper, now it's copper zinc. The nickel used to be copper and nickel, and now it's a metal called cupro. The dime is now cupro and nickel, it used to be silver. The quarter is now cupro and nickel, it used to be silver. The 50-cent piece is now cupro and nickel, it used to be silver. And the $1, the silver dollar, was as it said. It used to be silver. Today, our $1 coin is made of manganese and brass. Kind of illustrates how our coins are not worth the metal that they're printed on, so to speak.
Yeah, and any different than the Roman Empire, how many thousands of years ago when they completely debased their Roman denarius by 95%. And as the Roman Empire lost hold of their power, they debased their currency and they tried to bring things back and revive them through debt. And obviously, we all know how that plays out. So, yeah, I mean, our money is continuously losing purchasing power by the day, by the week, by the month, by the year. It's a big trick. It's a big party that the central bankers and the politicians want to keep going, are desperately just trying to keep going and keep people ignorant about, from knowing that our paper money is dying, and all they're going to do is print more, take out more debt, more money creation. And because our paper money is dying, We need to do something, Dave, to protect ourselves, anything that we've saved or invested in or tried to do the right thing. And that's why there's a need for every single American at this point to diversify in some physical gold.
A reminder here, you're listening to The Gold Standard with Ken Russo from Midas Gold Group, and our topic today is a guide to investing in gold. And before we get to the different ways that you recommend investing in gold, let's cover some of the ways that you warn people against. What would they be?
Well, physical gold for wealth preservation, Dave, is not gold ETFs, which stands for electronic trading funds. Gold futures contracts, where you have no interest in, that's speculation, no interest in gold options, gold mining shares, gold mutual funds. We want to get some money out of the banking system for wealth preservation. We want money out of this financial casino, which we call a stock market. And then the only way to get this, Dave, wealth preservation and money outside of the system and put it into gold is gold you hold. Gold you hold is gold you own. That's the only way that you could protect your purchasing power. And that's the only way for us, Dave, to own gold. This is not a trade or a speculation, Dave. It's for the long term. It'll be there when we or our families need it. It's true wealth preservation for our nest egg.
Our topic today is a guide to investing in gold, and you've given us a look at the riskier methods that some advisors present to their clients. Let's turn now our attention to what I like to call the more tangible ways to protect your savings and your investments with gold. First, let's look at a favorite way for many, and that is gold bullion coins.
Yeah, Dave, coins are one way that we can protect ourselves from central banks, from the Fed and inflation and China and Russia and Iran and tensions and our dollar losing all this value and everything else. So one thing that people should be doing right now is they should be taking some money out of the banking system and out of their financial stock portfolios or bond portfolios or CDs or mutual funds or money markets, and they should be putting into something like a gold coin. And a gold coin, Dave, is something that is based on weight and purity of the gold and obviously of the price of gold itself, which people see every day, which is called the spot gold or the paper gold market. Some coins have intrinsic value, which could be rarity, Dave, quality such as proof, or possibly tremendous demand for a particular product, maybe like an eagle, a buffalo, a maple leaf. So there's some different things that value a coin, but coins right now are a staple for a diversified gold portfolio.
I think one of the things I like about gold bullion coins that you have taught me is they can be pretty much bought and sold virtually anywhere in the world, right?
Well, yeah, Dave. I mean, they're liquid, they're known throughout here, the United States for sure. We do business in all 50 states, but they are global. And that's because gold has been money for thousands of years. It goes all the way back. Countries and exchanges and societies were based on gold, not paper. I don't know how many times we have to repeat it, but every single superpower or every single society or nation that was in charge at one time as being, the so-called leader, if that country or nation depended on printing money, and if it depended on debt, it eventually all failed. So, that's the same system that we're in right now. It's all about trust, and the trust of the American people is going away when it comes to politicians, when it comes to central bankers, and when it comes to our money and our dollar. And when it comes to that, we need to do something so that when the dollar crashes or when the dollar is debased or when the dollar is destroyed, we don't lose it all. And one of the easiest ways to do that is to pick up some gold coins, convert some of that paper, people, into some gold coins that you could hold on to.
And we're going to continue our guide to investing in gold in just a few minutes, and we'll highlight several other tangible ways to convert your cash or investments into the security of gold. But first, a reminder that you're listening to The Gold Standard with Ken Russo from Midas Gold Group. And in a moment, we're going to take a look at a specific precious metal that you can use to safeguard your wealth. And that's coming up right after this.
I'm here with Midas Gold Group's senior trader and Marine Corps veteran, James Clark. James, why are people investing in gold and silver?
Well, Dr. Gorka, The Federal Reserve supplies money to pay for congressional spending. As Congress expands spending, the Fed has no choice but to keep printing money at an accelerated rate. This causes the dollar to fall and gold to increase.
So as the Fed and Congress devalue the dollar, what can people do?
As the nation's #1 veteran-owned precious metals dealer, we offer diversification strategies in the form of precious metals. As Congress looks to the Fed for more money, investors look to gold and silver to protect their nest egg.
And I recommend that you look to Midas Gold Group for all your precious metal needs. Call Midas Gold Group for their guide to owning bullion and coins today. 855-322-GOLD. That's 855-322-4653 or MidasGoldGroup.com.
And we're back with more of the Gold Standard, brought to you by Midas Gold Group with Ken Russo. I'm Dave Dino. And our topic today is a guide to investing in gold. By the way, if you live in the Los Angeles or Phoenix area, we encourage you to visit our local office. Meet with us in person. The address and the directions are available on our website, MidasGoldGroup.com, MIDAS, MidasGoldGroup.com. For those of you listening in other cities, just call us directly at 855-322-GOLD, 855-322-GOLD. By the numbers 855-322-4653. Ken, we now turn to look at a specific precious metal product today, one that we have talked about before, but it's a coin that really fascinates me because of its beauty, the gold Vienna Philharmonic. When I look at my Philharmonic, I got to tell you, its luster just seems to jump off the desk.
Yeah, a real unique looking coin, right, Dave? You know, a lot different than a lot of the other coins. Much flatter and a much bigger diameter than a lot of the other coins. And the Austrian Philharmonic, Dave, or they also call it the Vienna Philharmonic gold bullion coin, was the most popular gold coin in the 90s and is still among the world's best sellers. Like I mentioned, its uniqueness and its appearance is one of the reasons why, Dave.
What accounts for its stunning appearance?
Well, it's 24 karat gold, which is always something that stands out, which means that it's 49 pure, 0.9999. It was designed, Dave, by Thomas Pessendorfer, the formidable chief engraver of the Austrian Mint, and I dare say it's the beautiful artwork that reflects light in a very unique way. You know, and I think it has to do with its kind of its wafer-like appearance. Wafer meaning, you know, thinner coin, but a bigger diameter compared to some of the other coins like an eagle or a kangaroo or a maple leaf or even a cougaran for sure. But when you look at the obverse, Dave, or the head side of the coin, you see a depiction of the iconic pipe organ from a very famous concert hall in Vienna, which is home to the famous Philharmonic. Then the reverse side sports a kind of bouquet arrangement of classical instruments, 4 violins, a cello, bassoon, and a harp, sculpted in a crisp and satisfying detail. So a real colorful coin, real descriptive coin, much more unique than possibly some of the other coins based on its appearance, Dave.
Ken, we're going to talk about more ways to invest in gold in a moment, but is the gold Vienna Philharmonic eligible for gold IRAs?
It is, Dave. It's eligible to take delivery of, and obviously it's eligible for people out there that want to protect some retirement accounts. You know, maybe if you have an existing IRA or a previous employer's 401k or 457 plan, or if you were a government employee, it's very important right now that you protect those funds and you can transfer it tax-free sideways, do a rollover or a transfer into something that's called a gold IRA account. And one of the gold products, Dave, based on its purity and its quality, that qualifies for the gold IRA and qualifies for retirement funds is the gold Vienna Philharmonic.
Ken, thank you so much. Coming up in a moment, we're going to continue our guide to investing in gold with Ken Russo from Midas Gold Group, and that's coming up right after this.
The Fed lied when they initially said inflation was transitory. They knew it wasn't, but didn't want to panic the markets and you, the people. This is why they tried to keep secret the $125 trillion in loans they gave banks around the world. We've seen inflation ramping up, and Midas Gold Group thinks the Fed is way behind the curve with interest rates. It's time to call Midas Gold Group, 805-601-6000. You can add financial privacy and protection from inflation and profit potential potential to your investments through physical gold and silver. They provide you with the quality service and critical information you need without the pushy salesman. Get your portfolio reset with gold and silver. Call Midas Gold Group for their guide to owning bullion and coins today. 855-322-GOLD. That's 855-322-4653 or MidasGoldGroup.com.
And we're back with more of the Gold Standard, brought to you by Midas Gold Group with Ken Russo. I'm Dave Dino, and our topic today is a guide to investing in gold. Now, if you live in the Los Angeles or Phoenix area, you have a real advantage because you can actually visit our local office to meet with us in person. You can get the address and directions by logging on to our website, MidasGoldGroup.com, M-I-D-A-S, MidasGoldGroup.com. And for those of you listening in other cities, just call us directly at 855-322-GOLD, 855-322-GOLD. By the numbers, that's 855-322-4653. Now, let's return to our topic today. It is, as I said, a guide to investing in gold. And Ken, we've covered gold bullion coins. Now, perhaps more popular than that is the buying and storing of gold bullion bars. What makes these so attractive to gold buyers?
Politicians and central bankers, who have destroyed our dollar and they ultimately will crash our financial system. They're in charge of our money, but it almost seems like they want it. They want our money to run their system. Dave, their track record with paper is just abysmal. So we need gold for that. We need to protect our money. And why not gold bullion bars? It's the most cost-effective way of buying gold, cost-efficient. You get a little bit more gold for your money because there's not the pizzazz or the creativity or the artistry of a coin. Bars are just more straightforward, more boring, so to speak. So, you get what you pay for, right, Dave? But just as good to serve what we're trying to accomplish, wealth preservation. We're trying to avoid the loss, Dave, of all of our purchasing power because of our paper money, because our politicians and our central bankers can't print and spend enough. And more of that is to come. You can bet on that for sure. And gold bars, Dave, are the most popular form of gold for investing in the world. With each bar, you're getting the mint stamp on each bar. Typically, bars are made by a private company versus a government mint, which usually mints coins. And also on the bar, you have the bar's purity. Mostly all the bars are 4.9 pure, 24 karat gold. You also get the weight of the bar, and you often get a serial number. So it's a very high quality product, Dave. About 70% of the world's best bar bullion comes from Switzerland. We usually like to have Swiss products available for our clients. Maybe PAMP, Valcambi, or Credit Suisse are some of the most popular. They all come in a protective assay container, Dave, to protect its mint condition. They truly are unique and truly are a successful part of any gold diversified portfolio.
A reminder that you're listening to The Gold Standard with Ken Russo from Midas Gold Group. Today our topic is a guide to investing in gold. And Ken, in my collection, I have several numismatic gold coins. What makes them different from gold bullion coins, the ones that we talked about?
Well, I mean, and most commonly, the numismatic ones that we talk about are the Double Eagle, the St. Gaudens, and the Indian, which are, the Liberty, the St. Gaudens, and the Indian. But unlike bullion coins, Dave, that are primarily valued on their gold weight, purity, the value of a numismatic gold coin is determined by several factors, which could be, its rarity, the number of coins originally minted, and, ultimately that survived, the age of the coin, and its condition. Numismatic coins, Dave, are bought and sold within the coin collecting community with little regard for today's gold price. We don't try to make our customers collectors, Dave, but for those that have a little bit more of an investor's hat on, sometimes the numismatic coins make sense. These coins, Dave, are cherished for their beauty, their historical significance, and the potential investment value. Typically, if gold will go up $1, typically a numismatic coin may go up $3 in value because they are so rare and because they are so genuine. So numismatic coins, Dave, they typically sell at a slight premium over their intrinsic gold content, which means to people that if you're looking at a numismatic coin, it may be a little bit more per ounce because of some of the advantages that have compared to, say, a government coin, which is basically just one-dimensional, size and weight, versus the numismatic coin, Dave, which has a few other things playing for it and is a little bit more of an investment grade or investment type coin.
And last but certainly not least, you have told me that almost half of your business involves creating gold IRAs. How does that work?
Well, if you have a retirement account, Dave, an existing IRA or a previous employer's 401k or some sort of 457 or, some sort of a government retirement account that may be eligible for a rollover or a direct transfer without any taxes. And this is a way to pull some of your money out of the stock market, out of the bond market, which are in huge bubbles, which I would really implore and pound the table that people try and diversify out of some of those markets, which will eventually pop. I would urge them to get some money tax-free into a gold IRA, kind of converting some regular apples, rotten apples, I would actually say, like stocks and mutual funds and bonds, and get it into some golden apples, so to speak, Dave. That's something that people should be considering at this point, protecting what they can. A gold IRA works the same way as any IRA account in the world. You have the same minimum yearly withdrawal requirements that you would of any IRA, but instead of taking out cash, you could withdraw your gold. That's an option that many people don't even know about. You don't have to take disbursements and distributions in paper, Dave. You don't have to have all your money in the paper market, Dave. This is maybe new to a lot of people out there, but you don't have to keep all your money wrapped up in the banking system, Dave. You knew that, right? And one of the advantages is taking it out of the Wall Street casino and protecting it with the historical value of gold, something that will always be there for people. Wall Street can continue its sensitive up and down movements every day based on government policies, what Jerome Powell says, what interest rates do that particular day. But your gold IRA will remain untouched. It'll retain its value. And I think that there's a great opportunity to see a huge increase in the price of gold and the price of silver too over the next few years. But if not, it will always retain its value. And there's some pretty good evidence that we'll get a good return as well, Dave. And I call that, for our retirement money, ultimate protection.
Which is why I have moved a good portion of my investments to physical gold and into a gold IRA with the guidance of you at Midas Gold Group. I got to tell you, I feel a lot more secure financially because of it. So thank you.
Can't have all your eggs wrapped up in the paper basket, Dave, that's connected to the stock market and the banking system. You got to have some diversification, and you've made that step, and I would urge every single American right now to own some gold and make a similar step.
I remember when the stock market crashed back in 2008, 2009, and I had a bunch of money in my 401k, and I was playing the Let It Ride game, which, by the way, is a game of chance in Vegas, and more often than not, you lose. Well, stockbrokers and financial advisors were saying, just let it ride. I lost a third of what I had in there. Some people lost as much as a half. So, let it ride doesn't work, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, people have been conditioned to just, chillax, let it ride, just stay the course. But, one of these times it may not come back, and maybe somebody doesn't have 20 or 30 or 40 years to wait for the next up cycle. There's no excuse in the world right now to put all of your eggs in one basket, Dave. None at all. You have to diversify. We're in the most dangerous market in history. This is the biggest bubble, the mother of all bubbles when it comes to stocks, bonds, and real estate. It's been created over the last 15 to 20 years for sure by abnormally low interest rates and unlimited money printing. It's very, very dangerous. And I would urge people to protect right now and diversify as much as they can, Dave. And I would be putting it, the majority of it, into gold.
And that is going to bring us to the end of our time together today, all too soon, here on The Gold Standard with Ken Russo, brought to you by Midas Gold Group. And a reminder, opinions given here are not intended to be specific to your investment strategy, but rather general information to give you a better understanding of investing in precious metals. For answers to your questions, call Midas Gold Group at 855-322-GOLD, 855-322-GOLD. By the numbers, that's 855-322-4653. And the website is MidasGoldGroup.com. And the Midas Gold Group is proud to be America's #1 veteran-owned gold dealer. supporting veterans' causes with a portion of profits donated to the Wounded Warriors Project and the Semper Fi Fund. So your investment in your future is also an investment in the future of those who have bravely served the cause of freedom. Again, the number to call to speak directly with Midas Gold Group is 855-322-GOLD. Ken, thank you again for your time today.
You're welcome, Dave. We'll talk to you next week.
We will. I'm Dave Dino, and come and join us again next week at the same time for another edition of The Gold Standard.
The Gold Standard was brought to you by the Midas Gold Group.